case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1996, a notable case surfaced in Tennessee's Supreme Court, Cain Partnership, Limited versus Pioneer Investment Services Company. This case spotlighted the legal tie binding landlords and tenants alike, a tie defined by their respective obligations in preserving and utilizing the property. A breakdown of this tie opens the pathway to possible legal solutions for the landlord. The roots of this case reside within a commercial property lease. The tenant, also the defendant, neglected to pay property taxes as mandated by the lease agreement. Such failure prompted the plaintiff, the landlord, to argue that the tenant's negligence should result in the lease's automatic termination. An alternate plea held that the defendant kept violating the lease despite due notice. The court's job consisted of defining the remedies available to the plaintiff. The original lease agreement cast the tax and rent payment obligations onto the shoulders of the tenant. In 1987, the lease was passed on to a subsidiary of the defendant and subsequently to the defendant themselves. The lease did not explicitly list repercussions for non-payment or breaches, sparing a clause allowing the recovery of attorney's fees in instances where the landlord had to resort to legal action. As a means to secure a development loan, the landlord issued an estoppel certificate, promising to notify the bank of any tenant defaults. The court's ruling underscored the landlord's rights to pursue legal recourse for significant lease violations, such as unsettled property taxes, and maintain the power to terminate or sustain leases in cases of tenant defaults. The decision emphasized two primary lease relationships: privity of estate and privity of contract. The court further stipulated that rights to termination should be strictly interpreted while adhering to statutory notice requirements.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lessee.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class